Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Matteo J. Welcome to the Matteo J Presents channel. It's the channel where I'm going to be able to share so much of myself, so much of my creativity. So please do yourself a favor and do me a favor and just subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so that anytime videos come out, you can be one of the first to see them. It's going to be motherfucking lit, okay? So today what I'm going to share with you is my coming out story. So when I was 16 years old, I officially came out as a gay man. It was something that was very hard for me to do. And as I tell my story, you will understand why. Once again, it goes back a lot to my family and the respect that I have for them. So when I was about 5 or 6 years old is when I first started realizing my attraction to guys. It was something that was new for me. Of course, at 5 or 6 years old, you're never really attracted to anybody. And the first person I was ever attracted to, motherfucking Aladdin. I don't care what you say. Growing up, Aladdin was a motherfucking snack. He was the only Disney Channel prince that had some color to his skin. He was fucking gangster as fuck, jumping from roof to roof, building to building, running away from the fucking guards. Aladdin was a fucking thug. He was an OD thug. I don't care what nobody say. My boy was a thug. Probably not the best type of guy to have a crush on, but not much has changed. So, yeah, Aladdin was the first one. From there, I started noticing it was something that may be a little different about me. Never really talked to anybody about it. Really just kept it to myself. Once again, at 5 and 6 years old, what are you really going to say? As I got older, by the time I hit the age 10, I started realizing, no, it's something that's really, really different about me. When you hit around 10 and you're a boy, you start getting feelings, you start getting urges, you start having dreams, you start having all these things start happening to you. And for me, all of that was happening for me, but it was happening for me with guys. It was never with girls. My uncles would talk to me about girls and I didn't want no parts of it. I used to have little girlfriends that I would have just to say, and when sis would try to kiss me, I'd be like, dub sis. When sis would try to hold my hand, it's like, oh, dub sis. Dubbing sis left and right. Didn't want nothing to do with it. So when I was 14 years old and finally got to high school, I finally got to tell somebody. I actually told my two best friends, Enrique and Nay. And for me, that was very important. They were two of my best friends that I had since I was 12 years old. And I didn't want to hide anything from them anymore. We had a relationship that was very open, very honest. So I went ahead and told them, and the reaction I got was the one I expected. Nay, at that point, I already knew was going to be okay with it because her family, her friends, they were all part of the community. So I knew what was up. She was just like, oh boy, please, we cool. I already knew. I already had an idea, which I kind of felt some type of way about. But I'm going to let her rock today. Enrique was also very cool with it. Didn't really say much about it. Later on down the line, he came out as well. So that was probably why he didn't want to talk too much about it. But he was very open, accepting, and loving either way. And it was cool. It was a good experience. It started making me comfortable within myself. I was able to share parts of my life that was happening with them through that. And it was cool to just have those two to be able to talk to. As time went on, I started to tell more and more people, but I still didn't tell my family. And it was a big deal for me to be able to, because I knew one day they would. They would have to know. On top of that, they already started finding out shit, and thought I was so slick. When you're young, you think you slick. You think, oh, I'm hiding this, I'm hiding that. That was a whole motherfucking dub. My mother was finding pictures, she was finding messages, she was finding videos, she was finding everything that she needed to find to let her know, sis, it's something that's going on with your son. And at that point, she was just waiting for me. And when I hit 16 years old, I finally mustered up the balls to do so. I actually had made a deal with Nay. We both wanted to tell our families something that was very, very important to us. And so to give each other support, we said, you know what, when we get home on this particular day, you're going to tell your mom, I'm going to tell my mom, and then we're going to call each other and see what's up. In our mind, I already knew that my family was going to flip the fuck out. I was like, nay, they're going to throw me out. She's like, okay, you'll come to my house. I'm like, all right, good. As long as we got a plan. For her, she thought her mom was going to react a certain way. And her mom didn't, unfortunately. But she was still cool. What she had to tell her mom wasn't life-changing at the moment. So she was cool either way. When I got home, I came straight to my room, laid on my bed, called for my mother. Mother came in my room, what do you want? That's how my mother responds to me all the time. It didn't throw me off. I'm like, oh, there she go, mommy being mommy. I'm like, Mom, I need to talk to you. When she realized it was something serious, she closed my door, she came inside, and it was time. She knew kind of what I was getting ready to say, and she was like, go ahead, I'm listening. That moment that I said, Ma, there's something I need to tell you, I broke down. I couldn't even get another word out. At that point, I'm pretty sure my mom knew what I was getting ready to say. And so it wasn't a huge shock when I finally came out and said, Ma, I'm gay. She hugged me, she loved up on me, and the words that came out of her mouth was, I love you, you're always going to be my son. That just brightened up my whole day, just for that split second. Because then the words that followed was, but I could never accept you. Very hurtful. It shattered everything that I was feeling in the moment that I heard, I love you, you'll always be my son. It caused a lot of self-hate towards myself, and me trying to accept myself and love myself. It set me back so far, because if your own mom can't accept you, how can you accept yourself? How can you love yourself? Um, it was tough. The next couple of years of my life was very tough. But in that moment, I was just gratified to know that my mom loved me. And that's all I needed to know. And that I would always be her son. Next came my grandma. And that was an even bigger stress on me, because my grandmother had told me the most disgusting thing you can be is gay. And so now, after you telling me that, I have to come to you and tell you I'm the most disgusting thing you could ever be, Grandma. Not the best conversation. I actually didn't have the conversation with her. I asked my mom to have it on my behalf, because that scared me the most. My mom leaves out the room, and at that point, I know she's telling her, and I'm just waiting. I'm like, oh, here it comes. If I'm getting thrown out, she gonna be the one to do it. She gonna come in here. She gonna flip the fuck out. I know what time it is. I hear my door open, and my heart just stops for a second. Grandma comes in. She throws the phone at me and then walks right out. Not one single word said. Till this day, my grandmother has not said one word about it. It's not something that we discuss. It's not something that we talk about. Our relationship isn't destroyed. We have a very, very good relationship, actually. We just don't talk about it. And out of respect for her, I'm okay with that for right now. When I picked up the phone to see who it was, it actually was Nay. She was calling to check in, see how everything went. I said, girl, it's good. I ain't getting kicked out. So we good. We good in these streets. And so from that moment on, because my mom didn't accept me and because my grandmother didn't talk to me about it, I just silenced myself. It wasn't something that I started sharing until I got to college. When I got to college, I felt like I could be whatever the fuck I want. I could tell anybody whatever I want. It didn't matter. So I was able to be a lot more of myself when I got to college. Me now, I'm more free to talk about it. I mean, I'm sharing it with the motherfucking world at this point. I still have a lot of friends who don't know. I still have a lot of family who may not know. My siblings may not even know. Once again, all of that is because I respect my family so much to respect what they want. But at this point, I'm done living for other people, and I'm starting to live with me. I come first, I get to go, and I matter.